What's going on, boys? Red Flamingo here. So today's video is going to be featuring a little snippet of my stream earlier today, and it's going to answer some questions about the leaderboard, the global leaderboard actually, and some things that some people aren't so proud of, but I think it's an issue that really has to come to light because I'd like to see something done about it, and whenever I see things that aren't very fair, I'm inclined to do something about it and help change them and make the situation a better place for everybody. So we'll go into the highlight here, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. We had it here in the last few days. Someone hit be the first to hit 2,000 victory points, which is quite the feat. Big congrats to him here, because he's got a lot of people looking up to him right now, that's for dang sure. And he's got his HQ here on the beach. I think that's what we're all speculating happens up at the top leaderboard range, is allowing different people to have a turn at first place, which is kind of shady. And I hope before I decide to do my leaderboard push, at least I'm going to be making sure that this kind of shadiness is taken care of by Supercell, because I definitely don't have a bunch of friends or stuff on the leaderboards. For me to have a legitimate shot at it is going to be, I'd have to have a level playing ground for everybody. So it's just something that unfortunately I'm actually happy that we came across that, because some people don't really believe that kind of not cheating, but shadiness, and I like to call it leapfrogging. Guys let their friends leapfrog them and jump up and get the special badge. But it definitely does exist sometimes in games, and unfortunately it's hard to police and it's hard to do something about. But skill does definitely get you very far, and power stone or powered powder, at least, having good statues, having great amount of power powder. If you're willing to push, and you've planned it out where you're going to be pushing for your your local top 50, definitely very possible to get high up on that with while doing it in an ethical manner. The guy in my clan, his name is Damage Inc. He's here at 25th on my local leaderboard. He was telling me the other day how he was 1100th in the world at one point. This was a couple of weeks ago. I think he had a bit more victory points than he does now, but he told me how he got the 19th in the world overall at one point on his map. It wasn't this guy who's there now. I think it's changed a bit, but just to say that the matchmaking at the top victory point range is very broad still, just as it is down here. Maybe not as much, but definitely a wide range of VP that will be coming or spawning on your map, which is basically how these guys do gain victory points. Is they'll get a map on their base that's got no ice, for example, taking it out with RZM and boosted 3 boosted offensive statues is a walk in the park. As long as they're defending, or they're not getting raided as much as they're raiding every day, they're going to be going up in victory points. So just the limiting factor is how long they can sustain boosting their ice with power powders. Just a bit of how the top leaderboards work. And so I hope we all saw it, how this simple game mechanics being exploited within the top leaderboards here. And I did pay attention to his victory points afterwards, and he did go down. I think he had 2013 at the time, and he did go down to 2011. So whether that's him trying to help his friends up into the top 50 so that he gets better chance of being matched against them in the future, and then they just have a monopoly over the top 50, or he's just randomly choosing to give his victory points up to whoever happens to scout his base or be trying to attack his base at that moment. Unfortunately, this game does have those loopholes that you can get through and kind of control the victory point race. If you guys play Clash of Clans, I'll just make a reference to that here in comparing the two. The way you find a base to attack is you basically hit next and you scroll through different bases, so it's all random and you can't really plan to attack someone at a certain time because you don't know if you're gonna have them pop up on your next matchmaking option. Obviously in Boom Beach, if you wanted, you could plan to attack somebody, say Saturday at 7 o'clock, have your HQ on the beach and I'll hammer you and get some victory points, but then I'll give them back to you later on or something. It's kind of a bit like I said on the stream, shady mechanic, which I think can be improved on. Now there is one thing that I want to point out, and it's that Supercell obviously didn't intend for the game to be played this way. It's a shady loophole that people have found by organizing in a mass amount of numbers and pulling off something that you wouldn't think would be done. But when there's so many millions of people that play a game, competition is at its highest and people are willing to do whatever it takes to be number one. So just to keep in mind, I'm sure they're keeping their eye on this, and I'm sure they're finding ways or thinking of ways to fix this problem as it stands right now. But just to say that something could be done here, and for the integrity of the game at least. I hope you all liked the video and I hope you learned something. If you did, I'd appreciate your subscription, and if you want to see more of me, you can definitely tune in to my Twitch live stream tomorrow. I do them every day, starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, have a good one.